Pumpkin time, pumpkin time. Unfortunately, it's that time of year again. I don't know if I should say unfortunately, but it's pumpkin carving time. I think, you know, when I first started chainsaw carving, that's when I carved lots of pumpkins. I do have the title, the Pumpkin King from Just Carve Rob. I think the pumpkins are very good to do for the very beginning chainsaw carvers. Mainly to learn how to use the saw and the bar and the chain and stuff like that, and how to try and make it turn in the wood and stuff like that. There's not too much turning here though. This is a piece of Western red cedar, wide grain. It's kind of, I think the sapwood's kind of got bug holes in it, so it's not good. Sapwood's the outside wood. It's 13 inches wide and 22 inches tall. 23 inches tall. This piece of wood doesn't sit flat, like straight, but I kind of, so if I turned it, it would lean this way, so I make it so it leans back, kind of. If you guys could see the side angle, it kind of leans back just a little bit. I don't care about knots and pumpkins. Pumpkins are where you should use the extra wood that you got around, even that was a loud truck. Even though today I think I got a load of cedar coming. Some cedar logs for pumpkins. I don't know how many I'm going to carve this year. I'd much rather carve the Christmas trees. Christmas, you sell way more stuff at Christmas time than you do at Halloween time. So the first thing you got to do is cut your stalk in. You don't have your pump. You can. Here's another thing too. Like I shared on one of my older videos last year, the year before, you don't have to carve the stalk in. You could always just round out a hole here, like dig that up. Let me get a bigger view here. Dig a hole in there and then just glue a stalk inside there. You know what I mean? But today we're just gonna, this one's gonna have a little stalk. So I just do this. So with my chainsaw, I'll cut here, I'll cut here, cut here, here, and then how tall do you want your stalk? So then I'll cut here, and I'll cut here. Then this whole piece will notch out all down here. Boom, out, boom, out. Then I do the same thing. You'll have a little piece left here. That's how you get your stalk. Now, I could make my stalk bigger. Block that out. You know, I'd much rather have a bigger pumpkin, smaller stalk, because a bigger pumpkin, you can charge more money. And this is about making money doing this. I got enough pumpkins carved for my place, but this is 100%. I think one year I carved 60 of them or something. So yeah, this is money carving. So to be very clear, for the very beginners, you do not need to have a carving bar on your saw. I think this is like a 16-inch Canon carving bar here. Quarter tip or loony tip or something. I'm not too sure, sorry. But you can just get one of those pruning bars, the 043 gauge chain. This is 50 gauge. This is just a Stihl MS 170. Like I said, you can use the normal bar for this. You do not have to have the carving bar. Now, I don't know how sharp this is. I'm going to have to sharpen this chain. Man, it's friggin' already sweating in here. It's going to be a hot one today. Anyways, I'll be starting out with the Stihl MS 170. And then I'll be switching to the probably Stihl MS 162. This is the newer one. And then my Echo 2511. Now let's just block out that thingy-me-jig thing. guys see that I did my first cut, then I did my second cut. Well, I did my second cut too deep, so I had to go back and recut the first one. You got to round your pumpkin, right? You can use a piece of plywood, screw it to a piece of plywood. I'll carve another smaller pumpkin, show how I use my jaw horse. And I carve the bottom first for when you're using your jaw horse. So I just go like, I normally wouldn't draw this on, but so here to here, just kind of block that out. That's how you're going to start, like all this wood here will be taken out. So you kind of get the roundness, and you do the same as the bottom with the bottom. So I'm going to get my blade, my chainsaw bar, and go like this. Pretend this is my bar. I'm going to go like this all the way around to get that 45 cut in there, or whatever you want to call it. It's been a year since I've carved a pumpkin, so I'm trying my best to remember to make this easy, but anybody can do this. This is the very, very, very beginning chainsaw carving video right here. So I figured this is very beginners. Let's go over this saw. This is for the very beginners, all right? Chainsaw carving. This is the new Stihl MS-162. I'm not sure if they're all in the shops yet. This would be called, well, a throwaway saw. You use them hard for a couple years. When they break, you just buy a new one. Now this saw is replacing the MS-170. Okay, so this is the new one. So if you want to go to your dealer and you see a bunch of MS-170s there, know that those saws are now discontinued, and this is the new MS-170. Now, the easiest way to get into chainsaw carving with a proper carving bar is go to your Stihl dealer, get this saw. Here's a Stihl carving bar. Okay, see how thin the tip is? There's no sprocket in here. You leave your chains a bit loose. You leave your chain a bit loose, like that, because there's no sprocket in here. If you have your chain tight, you're going to melt this end. All right, so leave it a bit loose. See that? Let's see. Now, there's only two carving bars Stihl makes. They're both quarter pitch. So when you buy this saw, it comes with a 3/8 pitch sprocket. You have to order a quarter pitch sprocket to go in here. You know that round thing where the chain wraps around? You have to order a quarter pitch sprocket. Now I suggest order the quarter pitch bar. Well, there's only, like I said, there's only two bars. This is going to be a loud plane standby. There's only two bars. They're both quarter pitch, so they both fit on this once you get the quarter pitch sprocket. One's 50 gauge, one's 043 gauge. So they're both quarter pitch chain, but one's 50 gauge, 05, I think it's 0.050, and one's 0.043. Now the 043 gauge is thinner than this chain, okay? It cuts cleaner, but I don't really like it. And so order the 50 gauge quarter pitch bar. Just order the 50 gauge bar. That's all. There's a loud plane. What the fuck is that? That's a truck or something. Yeah, it's Saturday here. It's a lot. We're coming to the end of the summer, so all the planes are going to be out. There's just an airport 5 minutes away from me over there. Actually, 2 minutes away. Okay, I know I repeat. Haters can hate all you want. Buy this. I think this is like $220 Canadian. Buy the Stihl MS-162. Order a quarter pitch sprocket to fit in here. It's really easy to change out and put the new one. Or you can get the Stihl dealer to do it. Order the Stihl carving bar 50 gauge, which is the thicker chain. 0.0050 or something like that. Okay? That's the bar. Now, you might as well order two chains too when you're ordering all this stuff. And then you're set up. This carving bar is almost as expensive as the saw. You don't need to go out and buy a real expensive carving bar to start. This is the perfect setup to get you starting, and probably the cheapest. Just get your Stihl dealer to change the sprocket for you, put the bar on for you. My Stihl dealer didn't even know anything. I went to school with the owners of the Stihl dealer, but they didn't know anything about the carving bars or how it works. When I started carving, we kind of had to learn together. But that's that, okay? Anyways, I know I repeat, sorry, but it's just fucking, it's how I learn. So even though this chain, look how small these cutters are. Look how small that cutter is. This chain is on its last legs. I'm gonna try it because this bar is shorter on the, so, okay, so here's your old 170. Here's your 162. I don't know, I think they might have the same engines, but this bar is smaller, so it's a smaller bar, so it's gonna cut faster. If there's any cuts thing, I can't even sharpen it. Those things are so small. See them? Small that sucker is. Anyways, talking about bullshit. Now let's cut this pumpkin. It's too dull, it's too far gone. Okay, so now your pumpkin's somewhat shaped. See how this, what's this called? The stalk? See how this is over that way, then that way? Who cares? You know, go look in a pumpkin field. Go take a look around. No pumpkin's perfect. Well, maybe there's a perfect pumpkin, but I don't know where it is. Anyways, you need to leave room for your face. So, if you want to put a face, you do not need to have a face on your pumpkin. You just can carve a pumpkin and sand it and clean it and make it really nice. But I'm putting a face on this one. So around here we go make it like a jack-o'-lantern. Let's give you the wider view. And it's noisy here today. So I'm going to get my bar, pretend this is my bar, and I'm just going to do a straight cut in there, make it look like you can pull this out. Now where do you want your face? Center of the face right here. Got some cracks there, no big deal. So let's go here, line here, and then a line there, and you got that. So you know, don't cut inside here, leave yourself lots of room. Enough anyways. And this I just kind of do like I see here. Now this piece of wood had bug holes in it, so I had to carve a little bit longer than I wanted to. But like I said, you're using the no good wood for these pumpkins. Now I look for the cracks, right? So it makes sense to put your pumpkin bend things where the cracks are. See, there's a crack right here. So I'm just going to put that in there. And we got a crack right here, so we'll go like that in there. Because then, once you cut this and you round it, you paint in here black, then you paint this orange if you want to paint it. The crack will crack where you did the deeper cut. Okay? So I'm going to get my little Echo 2511 and I'm going to go straight around here. Okay? Then I'm going to cut down here. Okay, so let's see where you guys can see how I'm doing it. So I think it's common sense. You just cut here, down here. You don't have to cut too deep, but the deeper you cut it inside here, the more rounder this piece is going to look. But I don't really care. because these are just carve them quick, pump them out. But you have to round off. So when you do a cut here, then you cut here, then cut here, then this part here will be square. You have to round this off up here, inside here. All right, we'll just leave this face open. We'll draw it on. You can draw on any type of face you want to. Like, I'm just going to do the simple triangle things and a stitched mouth and just something real fast and quick. Okay, see at the last there, I was using the top of my chain. That's how you kind of smooth things out. When you're doing these pumpkin, the more time with the chainsaw in your hands and less time with a grinder in your hands is the better. So that's how you kind of round off the wood with the top of your chain. See, I just cut these into here. I don't know. Okay, let's get that face on next. Okay, so I don't have my microphone plugged in, so I'll have to try and yell. So got one round part here, one thing there, one there. Try and find the center line. Where do you want to put your nose? Where do you want to put your eyes? What kind of eyes do we want to give this guy? A triangle? We can go like this. Careful not to put your eye too close to your nose. You want to have a big gap in there. I made this too thin before. It's not a big deal really, but anyways. Tried to draw this on because I'm not center. Then let's make this, you can make it sad. And we're just going to give it stitches like this. Okay, so now I got to look at the center. Well, I could center everything off with my saw. So now these are plunge cuts. Okay, so you can put a line across here to make sure this eye is the same height. You can do the same with the bottom. Now these are plunge cuts, what I'm going to do with my saw, okay? So a plunge cut is dangerous, especially if you don't have a carving bar. These carving bars, the tips are so small, they don't really give much kickback. So let me get my pen again. Okay, so you want to use, where I'm drawing this, that's the part of the bar that you want to use, the tip. You don't want to use up here. If you use up here, like the top side of the tip, you'll get kickback. But if you use down here, you won't get kickback. So what I do, pretend there's a piece of wood right here where my hand is. I hold it down and I go into the wood like this, boom, and then I straighten it out, then I plunge in, okay? Don't plunge in like this because you don't want to get that kickback. So hold your saw down. Like I said, pretend there's a flat piece of wood right here. Hold your saw down like this. Rev up your saw, cut into the wood, go like this, and then plunge in a bit. Okay? So that's how I'm going to do those eyes and the nose. Okay, so I think we're pretty good. I'm not going to bother doing any sanding yet. Sometimes I don't even sand my pumpkins. I just clean it up with my chainsaw, and that's good. This is a little, I've showed this before. I was talking about this with Just Carve Rob. This is what is it? It's a Badger. So it's from the Badger Airbrush Company. I bought this on Amazon or eBay. It was cheap. It was like under 10 bucks. It is air. Now what they give you in here is a little thing. You can buy those compressed air cans. This will screw on there and it gives you a little hose for that. But this, it's not an airbrush, but it's like a little painter. I don't need an airbrush for this. Usually, like, because in these deep spots where it, where the bend is, I paint black, or you can burn it. You don't have to use paint. I just got watered down acrylic paint in here. So I'll put a screenshot picture of this bit. I'll try and find it on Amazon or eBay and leave a link below this video, because this is a good little painter. Like I said, it's not an airbrush. So this paint's a little bit too watered down. Yeah, I gotta get some more not so watered down paint in here. See, it didn't barely even went black in there. Like I said, you can also use your torch. So you guys can see how that works. Keep your tips clean. Okay, so I got that all painted in there now. Now, just an angle grinder with this brand new 36 grit sanding wheel on here. It's just like a disc. You get the backing pad for this. Backing pad sanding this thing. I'm going to run around, put my dust mask on, and sand it. That's what I'm going to do. So there's the first pumpkin of the season. Still a couple bug holes in there. Who cares? Who cares? Sign it. There's my little J. I had a friend, he bought a carving for his sister-in-law, and I took him the carving. He goes, "What's that? A bird shit?" My little J there. Just joking. Shows you, you can when you hit the orange spray paint, sometimes you get in the eyes, you can repaint in there black. I might do it once I pull out that little sprayer again. But that's how easy it is to do, everybody. You can even see wood there. You could show Susie band pumpkins. You could paint them red and orange. You could paint them so there's a little bit of green on here, so it looks like it's just start, you know, the next pumpkin I'm going to do is I got a little piece of cedar. I don't know if you guys can see it down here, but I'm going to carve a little pumpkin with the top hat. Maybe even with a wizard hat. Who cares? Just this is the best time to learn. And I don't proclaim to be like a crazy wild artist because I'm not. Here I am, 6 years later, chainsaw carving, still carving pumpkins. They're money makers. If you don't want to carve them, don't carve them, but they are money makers. And you can do the realistic face, like you know how people carve crazy pumpkins. You can do that on here. There's so you know I've carved a pumpkin sitting on a little stool on the same piece of wood. There's so much stuff you can do. You can do the, I'm going to end up doing a Nightmare Before Christmas. I think his name's Jack. I did a 12-foot Jack carving, chainsaw carving years back. It was a thing against Kyle Hall. We had a little challenge going. He's Kyle Hall chainsaw carver. I won. Of course I won. No, I'm just kidding. It was close, but it wasn't to see who won. It was just to have fun. That's it. So I'm going to maybe carve a couple more pumpkins and we'll end this video off. I think I'll give this one down here a top hat. Maybe I'll give it a wizard hat. Yeah, I think a pumpkin with a wizard hat would be good because I haven't done that before. Keep on trying new things that you haven't done, even if it's with pumpkins. So, you know, people are like, you got to start carving bears. Go away. Go away. I don't carve bears. I should, but I don't. I carve pumpkins because I'm the pumpkin king. Right, this carver up. Pumpkin wizard coming right up. 80 bucker. That's a 80 bucker. Yep. Okay. Pumpkin wizard. Sorry. Yep, sorry. No. All right, so I didn't realize I was still filming in time lapse when I was doing this, but here's this pumpkin. The wizard pumpkin, just with a black hat. Maybe I should get some green and paint some green on there. And then that's what I'm going to do is get some green. Paint this tip with some green. Then I'll do my carving fusion stuff on it. You know, my swoosh lines. I'm going to get some green. Stand by. That's better, gives it some more character. I think so. Okay, I'm going to clean up the stuff here. This is a half log of Western red cedar. It's kind of got wide grain. It's not very good cedar. It's super soft and it's kind of like mushy wood to carve. So I think I can carve a pumpkin in this too. I was going to show Susie Bannett, but I don't have enough Scotch-Brite. That's a loud plane. I might have just enough Scotch-Brite to clean it up after I do the show Susie Bannett. And I don't know if I really want to do it, but I should do it, but I don't know. Sitting here and a little mouse just run right past me, right here. Whoop. A cute little thing. So you can, there it is. See it down there? I'll zoom in. There it goes. Can do whatever you want. I'm kind of thinking that I want to hollow this out with my gouger because the back's flat, hollowing it out with the gouger. And put some strip lights in it, carve the eyes and the mouth through, but I don't know if I want to do it. I thought about carving it like a big happy mouth, putting some deer antlers in there for teeth. Maybe I could put some deer antlers up here too. Yes, maybe I could. Yep, there's no turning back now. There is no turning back now. Anyways, what I did from the front, I carved it super deep, so here's the nose, so I know when to stop hollowing it out. So the nose is here. Once I carve deeper up here with this, the eyes will start coming and they'll just pop right out. Same with the lip or whatever. I don't know a lot of things, but I do know that's some deep gouging in here, and this is messy. So the eye popped out, the nose popped out, this eye still got to come out. You guys can see how deep I curved in there. Now I got to spin this around and do here too. That's deep. Now this is just I bought this off Amazon, this gouger, for $100. You can find them on Etsy, eBay, and Amazon. Just type in chainsaw gouger. I wish I had the more expensive one that had 2 gougers on it, but this is all I can afford right now. Man, look how messy this is. It's everywhere. Yeah. Anyways, it gets the job done fast. It's not easy though. It's definitely not easy. Yeah. Break time. Tell you one thing right now, I need to fix that mouth. Looks like he's got friggin' lipstick on or something. Well, I definitely don't know how I can make this pumpkin look scary, even with teeth in there. I just don't know, but I'm not giving up. Look at that mouth, it's just kind of ridiculous, but I'm not giving up. Nope, not giving up. So let's do the show Susie pooped her pants now. You can see the red there. Look, let's see here. See if we can make this pen look like a tooth there. Or tooth up there. I don't know. I got my die grinder, not my die grinder, just my normal grinder with a sanding disc. I'm going to sand this really good and burn the hell out of it. Who knows, it might even just split right open. Go away. Yes, I know there's God's light up there. So I think that's going to be it for me today. Man, I could have carved 2 pumpkins by the time I did this. Why I'm not going to burn it today, I've sanded it. Because this is soft cedar, it's second or third growth. And then I got to do work in the back here, so laying it on the table will just wreck it. So I'll burn it. And then I don't have enough Scotch-Brite too. I got to get some more Scotch-Brite pads from home to do the Show Susie band. I wanted to make something scary. Now, this is not that scary. But I'm going to try my best to make it scary. I'm going to bring some deer antlers tomorrow. Oh, that other one with the little silly hat, I want to put silver paint there. I don't have silver paint, so I'll finish that off tomorrow too. So this will be Sunday's video. You guys got to start pumpkin carving. Actually, you know what? I'm going to carve about 10 pumpkins. I'm going to start carving Christmas trees. Fuck it. Going to get a couple deer antler teeth in here. And there's lots of work. You know, when I was working on this, I was just thinking about things and ideas. And I came up with an idea. So that will be the next video. There's a lot more work. Might not be scary, but it'll be neat. Now my son's living with me right now for a while. And him and his girlfriend wanted to do the carport up for Halloween, so maybe I could just donate to this thing to his carport Halloween thing. Anyways, I'll finish this tomorrow, I hope, and we'll have this video out for the next day. So happy Sunday, everybody, and start carving your pumpkins and your Christmas trees. It's that time. And I kind of a little bit cleaned up my shop. I got to bring my nephew over to clean all this up. Anyways, God light.